Do you know that speaking differs from communication? Okay, let me quickly run you through this. Communication is when the intention of a sender is fully understood by the receiver. So let me shock you. A person might speak for 3 hours straight and yet has not communicated. You now see why communication is different from speaking. There is also something called effective communication. This is when you apply communication skills to communicate rightly. Now, why do you need effective communication? Effective communication would help you know the skills to use to speak with different people at different ranges. Do you want to talk with people of different age groups, or people of different gender, or people of different races? Effective communication skills would help you with that. Effective communication skill would also equip you to know the right tone to use in different conversations, be it a formal setting or an informal setting. So it is very inevitable to live without communication skills. No woman was wired to ever live alone. As long as a woman exists, he or she would always and never cease to communicate. Even the deaf and dumb communicate without speaking. So the topic of communication differs from speaking. Now, a lot of people came through my DM and a lot of people reached out to me telling me that they need solution to the challenges they have in communication. This is why I decided to do a training with 7 powerful modules. I mean 7 solid modules to enlighten them and equip them with the accurate knowledge they need on effective communication skills. This training would help you to move from a scale of 0 to 100 in communicating effectively, both with people in formal setting and informal setting. As you can see on your screen, we have 7 modules in this training. But for the purpose of this free training, I would run you through just one module. As a teacher, you might have been wondering why you taught these children tirelessly and yet they came up with bad results. It shows that your intentions were not well communicated. So as a teacher, you also need effective communication skills. Name it, whoever you are. You're a presenter, you're a journalist, you're a teacher, you're a doctor. You need to communicate effectively with your customers, your patients, or even your relatives. So this communication skill must be gotten. You must learn communication skills because it is needed to relate as a human. Now, as you can see on your screen, this course or this training contains 7 powerful modules. Trust me, the modules are solid and they are ready to equip you to be much better and improve on your communication skills. So, as you can see, Module 1 talks about understanding the differences between communication and effective communication. In Module 2, we'll be discussing categories of communication and self awareness. Module 3, I'll be running you through how to build interpersonal communication skills in formal setting or informal setting. In Module 4, I'll also be enlightening you on how to use effective listening and constructive feedback. Module 5, I will teach you on emotional intelligence as a communication skill. In Module 6, I will run you through how to effectively communicate in public speaking. And in Module 7, finally, I will teach you how to overcome word scarcity problem in communication. All these modules are the things and the blocks you need to build yourself in communication skills. Now, for the purpose of this free training, I would only take you on emotional intelligence as a communication skill. The essence of this module is for you to be intelligent about emotions, for you to be knowledgeable about emotions, and for you to understand emotions, both your emotions and emotion of others while communicating. So we'll be checking 4 major subtopics. The first is the relationship between your emotional intelligence and communication. The second is 4 cardinal points of emotional intelligence. The third is how to use emotional intelligence in communication. And the fourth is emotional intelligence formula. So for the case of this course, wherever you see EI can be likened to emotional intelligence. I hope that is clear. So let's move on to the next slide. Emotional intelligence and communication skill. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is simply the capacity to recognize your own feelings and those of others, for motivating yourself, for managing your emotions well, and in relation with others. How do I mean? If you are a person, if you are intelligent emotionally or you're emotionally intelligent, it simply means that you have the ability and capacity to recognize your own feelings. You have the capacity to recognize the feelings of others. You have the capacity to motivate yourself because you know your feeling. You have the capacity to manage your emotions because you know your emotions. And you have capacity to relate with other people based on the fact that you have recognized their feelings, you have known their emotions. So this is simply emotional intelligence. Let me cite an example. Imagine that you were hurt by a person's statement. Maybe you are plus size. If you are plus size and a person says, see how you are big, you look so disastrous, you look like a monster. Now the person might have said it jokingly anyways, but it got to you and that hurts you. It is very, very intelligent for you to know that you were hurt by that word or that speech. It is intelligent for you to know that so that you can motivate yourself and be like, hey girl, no matter what anyone says, you are beautiful the way you are. You are amazing the way you are. You are awesome the way you are. Your plus size is not being diseased. It's you just being different and unique in your own way. That's you recognizing your feelings for motivating yourself. Secondly, if you know and you recognize that, okay, I was hurt by the statement of this person, it would also help you manage your emotions well. So let's say you meet with another person, you don't transfer aggression. You know, a lot of people transfer aggression unknowingly. Why? Because they were hurt by a particular thing and they refuse to recognize that hurt, and yet they just keep relating with others from the place of that hurt. But when you recognize your own feeling and your own emotion, you motivate yourself and it helps you manage your emotions well. So you don't just transfer aggression to anybody that comes your way. The same way, it helps you in relating with others, knowing that, okay, I'm not going to talk too much because I know that I'm still angry, and if I talk too much, I might go violent. The same way, it helps you relate with others by knowing theirs. So you see a person who is squeezing or frowning his or her face. As an emotional intelligent communicator, you must first of all recognize the feeling of that person. Okay, why is he squeezing his face? Why is the face not welcoming? You don't just go there and jump on it and say, hey, let's play. No, 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 no. You have to recognize the person's feeling, the person's emotion. You have to be able to detect and depict that. So knowing that this person is not in a good mood or a happy mood would help you know how to communicate your intentions better. So there's a difference in the communication of intentions with a happy person and with a sad person. For example, a person who has not eaten for the past 2 days is definitely an angry person, because an English adage says a hungry man is an angry man. So definitely when you're trying to communicate to such a person, it's different from a person who just came back from an eatery. Even when you're trying to communicate the same topic to them differently, you must understand that you must depict and recognize their feelings or emotions before communicating with them. This is called emotional intelligence. So as a good and effective communicator, you really need to understand emotional intelligence. You must be skilled by being emotionally intelligent. You must be able to recognize your own feelings, the feelings of others, motivate yourself, manage your emotions, help others in managing their emotions, and help in relating with others. Now, what is in this box is what I've said earlier. What is up is also definition of emotional intelligence that I've discussed earlier. But let's take a look at this diagram. EIS stands for emotional intelligence. Now, this is a diagram or a chart that talks about the representation of emotional intelligence. Now, in the blue circle, you see something. I don't mean the EI, the light blue, not the dark blue, not the deep blue. The EI is emotional intelligence in the middle. That's what is in the circle, in the center rather. But for the light blue circle, which is something like self-awareness. What it means is that for emotional intelligence, you need to be self-aware How? You need to understand your own emotions. You need to recognize your own emotions. You need to be familiar with your own emotions. You need not to be ignorant. You must be well knowledge, well updated about your own emotions. So this is the concept of self-awareness in emotional intelligence. You knowing your own emotion, recognizing it, managing it well, motivating yourself, and relating with others from that angle. That's self-awareness. Now, beneath it, you see self management in the orange circle. Self management. Self management talks about after you are aware of yourself, you know how to manage yourself, you know how to control your emotions. Even if it is happiness, a positive emotion, not negative now, you still need to be aware of that fact and yet manage yourself so that you're not just laughing everywhere and you laugh or you make jest with a person who is angry. So self management is important after you are aware of your own self. Self awareness is the first, self management is the second. It is very, very important to know how to manage yourself, to know how to manage your emotions. That's a very major key. Now, in the wine circle, we see something like social awareness. What it means is you must understand you must understand the emotions of people in social gatherings. You're not just walking to a place and you see people crying and you go there and start laughing. No, 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 that's wrong. You must be aware what is going on, what's the atmosphere like, what's the emotion in this environment, what's the feelings of the people here. After you know that, it can be a person or a group of people. After you are aware of their emotion, then you can now manage. That's what you can see in the green circle, social management. You can now manage the situation or their emotions. So whenever you want to communicate to them or with them, you know how best to put it. You know how best to explain. You know how best to communicate with them. You're not just laughing with a person who is angry. So social awareness precedes social management. You cannot manage a social gathering or manage a person that you are not aware of. You cannot manage a person's emotion that you are not aware of. So you need to be aware of yourself first, manage yourself, aware of the social gathering or the social person, the person you are interrelating with, the person you are communicating with, then manage that person or that group of people. So I hope you understand how it works now with this diagrammatic representation. Self-awareness, then self-management. Social awareness, then social management. All these are entailed in emotional intelligence. So as an emotionally intelligent person, you must understand yourself, you must know how to manage yourself, you must understand the social people or social gathering, people outside yourself, and you must also be able to manage them properly. Let's move to the next slide. Now, these are four cardinal points of emotional intelligence. Look at the box below. How to use emotional, it's supposed to be EI, sorry, not EQ. How to use emotional intelligence in communication. So I came up with a formula called the emotional intelligence formula, the EI formula. To master emotional intelligence in your communication, you use this formula. Let me quickly run you through it. There is category A and there's category B. Category A talks about negative emotion plus negative information equals avoid at all costs. This means that whenever you have a negative emotion, please avoid negative information. I'm sure you enjoyed the free training you just watched. All that you saw is part A of module 3. Part B of module 3 and the 6 other modules plus a task manual will be made available when you purchase the full course. What is a task manual? The task manual is a workbook that contains projects that you would do after each module. This is why this course is different from just any kind of course. This course is more of a practical course than of a theoretical course. The task manual would help you evaluate and track your own growth by yourself to know if each module was properly understood. So at the point of getting the full course, you would have access to this task manual and 6 other modules plus the part B of module 3. Due to the value of this course should go for nothing less than 25,000 naira. Trust me, because it contains a whole lot of ingredients that would help you improve rapidly on your communication skills, plus practical techniques that I've done and made use of myself. I made sure these techniques were as simple as possible to help you move from a scale of 0 to 100 in improving on your communication skills. I understand that 25,000 naira might not be affordable for many people, but I also know that with no doubt, you need this communication course. You need to relate with people. I understand the pain you have felt each time you tried communicating your intention to people and you were misunderstood. This is why this communication skill is a must get for you. Trust me, you would also not be getting this course at 20,000 naira. I really want many people, if not everyone, to benefit from this. Because I know how many people have been laid off from their places of work because they lack good communication skills. Communication skills is one of the things that can help you to also relate to people that can change your level. Communication skills is very important no matter the level you are. And I've also observed that many people cannot afford this amount of money due to the economy of the country. This is why I'll also not be putting out the cost at 15,000 naira, because I want the cost to be affordable as much as possible. I decided to give this course out at a giveaway price, a price that many people can pay without even thinking twice. In Nigeria of today, you have a lot of things to do, but at the same time, money can be a factor. To get these communication skills at a rate of less than 50% discount is nothing too much. I have invested so much in this course, and the value in this course is worth nothing less than 25,000 naira. But I decided to give you a discount of less than 15%, which is at the rate of 12,000 naira, for many people to be able to afford this course. So do well to get this course. Click the link below to have access to the full course. See you in class.